are a real money market. People trading on what they think will happen. You can build a position and trade in and out of almost any prediction you think. Kalshi facilitates trade between people, kind of like the stock market. There's no limiting your trades just because you're winning. Kalshi will pay you interest on your position. So if you make a long-term trade, you can earn a return even before the market is resolved. If you want to try out Kalshi, go ahead and give them a try, guys, at my link, kalshi.com/setmedia. Get $20 when you trade 20. So it's 20 for 20, guys. Once again, that's kalshi.com/setmedia. Go ahead and use my code setmedia to get $20 when you trade 20. Let's go ahead and take a look here at Kalshi, because like I said, it is a trading market where you can put in your prediction and you can go ahead and earn interest on that. You can make money off the knowledge that you know, and if you put $20 in, you get $20 back. So all right, guys, make sure to go check out my guy Kalshi, because you can get in on good trades like who Trump nominated as Fed chair, will Ali Khamenei be outed as the supreme leader, and will the U.S. confirm that aliens exist before 2027? So if you want to get in on this action, once again, go ahead and go to my partners at Kalshi. Go ahead and use the link, or you can hit the QR code above and use Set Media to go ahead and get $20 when you trade 20. This is Set from Set Media, and shout out to Kalshi. All right, guys, and let's get right into it because we are live. Yo, this is Set with Set Media, guys, and I'm back with another one for you. All right, guys, we're about to get into this. Well, in Trump interview on Fox News, he did a Fox News interview with the Five, came out about 8 hours ago. So let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. Let's not forget to double tap that screen and like the video.
Phone live. Hey, Mr. P, it's your favorite talk show host. How you doing?
Well, that's true. That's true. Greg, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's always good to hear your voice.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Congratulations on beating all of those frauds that try to compete with you at a certain time of the evening. You're a little earlier, but I will tell you, the numbers are incredible. Your numbers and their numbers are incredibly bad.
Yes.
And they deserve it. They have no talent, but congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. President. So we all have a bunch of questions. I'm sure we'll get to one of them.
Okay.
I want to ask you, like, how do you deal with people who might be disappointed because they voted, let's say they voted for you on the assumption of no wars, and then this happens and it's inconsistent with their wishes? What would you say to them?
Well, I have to do something in terms of making America great and keeping America great. And when you have lunatics with nuclear weapons, and the power is beyond belief, I will tell you.
But here's the problem. Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons. And like I said, this is about making America great again. Well, this war is, hurting Americans. So like I said, this does seem like we're walking backwards on the whole Make America Great Again initiative.
As a president, I get to see it. My uncle was a great professor at MIT, and he knew more about nuclear at the time than anybody. He told me stories that were horrible in terms of the power, both beautiful in terms of putting it to good use, but really bad for destruction purposes. And his statements from years ago were, he really got it. He really got it. He was a highly respected man. He was there for 41 years at MIT as a great professor, and he told me about a thing called nuclear, and at the time nobody knew too much about it, and he said exactly what it was all about. And you can't let a madman, or you can't let a mad ideology have a nuclear weapon. And we hit, as you know, we hit 50,000 in the Dow. Everyone said it would be impossible in 4 years. I hit it in my first year. We hit 7,000 in the S&P, and everyone said that would be even more impossible. We hit it in my first year. And I said, we have to take a little bit of a detour. We have to take a little journey to a place called Iran, where these mad people were going to have a nuclear weapon, and they could do tremendous damage, not only to the Middle East and Israel, but also to our country because we would be next. And I said, we're going to take a little detour and we're going to go and we're going to knock them out. And that's what we've done. We have the greatest military.
But here's the thing, though. Like I said, everybody thought this was going to be short. We're going to go there, knock them out, but we're still in it. I mean, we're trying to stabilize gas prices, but gas prices are still on the rise. So, like I said, they're hitting us with the, oh, we got to deal with the short-term pain for long-term gain. But how long do y'all consider short term? Because as soon as we get out of this, we can get to that gaining part. And if you're telling us what 2-3 months is short term, I mean, come on now, you guys are gonna cook yourselves for the midterms.
In the world, and it started with the B-2 bombers, which made it impossible for them to do the nuclear. They would have had if we didn't hit them.
Do me a favor and double tap that screen and like the video, guys. Appreciate the support, by the way, and shout out to the viewers on YouTube and Facebook. But make sure y'all like the video. Appreciate the support.
With the B-2 bombers like 8 months ago, if we didn't do that, they would have right now a nuclear weapon, and they would have used it by this time. And it also happened with Barack Hussein Obama, if you've ever heard of him. Barack Hussein Obama, terrible president, absolutely a divider and a terrible president. And when he did the Iran nuclear deal, he gave them a path to a nuclear weapon within a short period of time. They would have had a nuclear weapon a few years ago, and they would have used it on Israel. They would have used it on the Middle East. And you saw that when this all started. They had no tremendous problem with Saudi Arabia, and Qatar, and you take a look, and UAE, Kuwait, Oman. They had no problem with them. They were doing fine, and yet they hit them with, in the case of UAE, 1,400 missiles, ballistic missiles. And what they were going to do is they were going to hit the Middle East, and they would have hit it with nuclear if they had it, because they're stone cold crazy. So in order to keep our country great, I said, we're going to take a fairly short detour. We're going to show everybody that there's nobody even coming close to us militarily. Nobody even comes close. We have the greatest weapons. We have the strongest military. And I rebuilt it. I built and rebuilt our military in my first term. And I got to use it a little bit more than I would have liked to be able, because we had Venezuela, and now we have this. But we're going to keep our country safe. You can't let this happen to us.
But the difference between this and Venezuela, and let's just keep it real, guys, there's a difference. When we hit Venezuela, we got immediate results through pretty much the seizing of their oil. When we hit Iran, bro, we got immediate results by the increasing of gas prices and, of course, the downturn of the market for those, for the first week of it. Now the markets are somewhat recovering, but gas prices aren't recovering fast enough. And actually, there's still a situation with Iran pretty much holding hostage the Strait of Hormuz.
Or, frankly, anybody else in the world. We're doing a big service to the world.
Mr. President, Kayleigh McEnany here. I do want to ask you about the breaking news. You just put out on Truth Social that you will be pausing energy plant destruction by 10 days to Monday, April 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern time because the negotiations are going very well. I would never ask you to reveal to the public specifics, but could you broadly characterize where we are at?
Well, the Iranians asked me to do that, and I was not happy with them because I made a statement that we're having productive negotiations. I don't know that they get there. Maybe they do. Maybe they won't. I mean, look, in a certain sense, we've already won because we've knocked out their Navy. We've knocked out their Air Force, completely knocked out their Air Force, just about completely knocked out. We knocked out 154 ships, and pretty good ships. In fact, I said, why don't we just take them instead of sinking them? We could have used them ourselves, right? But they like showing how tough they are. They like them at the bottom of the sea, probably a little bit better. But think of it. We knocked out their Navy. We knocked out their Air Force. We knocked out most of their missiles. They're down to about 9%. We knocked out their missile launchers, which is a big deal because without the missile launchers, the missiles don't do very well. You can't go to your window and say, let's throw a missile out of the air. And we knocked out all of their communications, their telecommunications, and very importantly, we knocked out their anti-aircraft apparatus, which was very good, but it didn't last long because we hit it the second night, and we're just free flying right over the middle of Tehran, do whatever we want. And one other thing we knocked out was their leaders. So we knocked out the supreme leader, as they called him, Khomeini. We then knocked out. They then named another one. We knocked them out, and we knocked out part of the third group.
But here's the problem with knocking those guys out. We pretty much knocked out the moderates that we actually need to negotiate with. And the moderates have now been replaced with honestly, the worst of the hardliners. Like the new Ayatollah, yeah, he's real cool with the IRGC. Oh, yeah, and they're pretty much their new, what was it? Their new Secretary of Defense. Yeah, I'm be real with you, that he's an ex-IRGC commander. So we got some hardline guys that are now in leadership, and those are the guys that are most likely not probably want to talk to us. Let's hope that's not the case, but that is the situation. Is we've been pretty much bombed all the moderates,
and we're just holding for the rest. We know where they all are, and it's one country that does not want to be. You have very few people want to be the leader. You know, everyone wants to be president of the United States. Everyone wants to be president or whatever, prime minister of a certain country. There are not a lot of takers to be the head of Iran right now. I will tell you, they're all fighting not to. We don't want that position. But they asked me if they would, Kaylee, importantly, they said to me very nicely through my people, could we have more time? Because we're talking about tomorrow night, which is pretty quick. And if they don't do what they have to do, I will knock out their power plants. And he said, does that include nuclear? Because they have nuclear, you know, plenty of money. They have a lot of money, and they built nuclear and they built regular power plants, but they're massive and very expensive, billions of dollars. And so I gave them a 10-day period. They asked for 7. You're going to say, oh, Trump's a terrible negotiator. They asked for 7, and I said, I'm going to give you 10 because they gave me ships. We talked about the 8 ships, you know, the president that I talked about the other day. But they asked for 7, and I gave them 10. You got 10 days, and they were very thankful about that. Now, they may say, oh, we're not speaking. I don't like that because that wasn't true the last time, as you found out. But
yeah, like I said, there's still confusion going on when it comes to talks. Now, Trump is saying that Iran let through 8 ships through the Strait of Hormuz, and, you know, that's what he's saying by, well, they gave us a gift. Well, and the gift was oil, apparently. But Iran is still pretty much saying, like, bro, who are you negotiating with, yourself? So there's still that going on. So, like I said, Iran is saying something completely different than what the president's saying. And we'll see what comes. We'll see who's right comes the 6th. Apparently, since they're holding off until then. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I doubt that. Like, when has Donald Trump ever waited the full term that he gives people? Like, when? No, name one time.
We are speaking, and it's going fairly well. And so I gave him 10 days.
Well, that was nice of you. Very generous, Mr. President.
See,
It's Kennedy.
I am.
Yeah. So you talk about some of the people in Iran who are left in the regime. They don't want to be the supreme leader because they know it's probably a short-term position. There are a lot of Democrats in this country who would like to be president. They would like to succeed you, and they are using this war as a battering ram. People like Seth Moulton, who ran in 2024, he is saying that, or sorry, 2020, he's saying you are losing this war. And my question for you, in terms of people who may be giving you pushback on the Democrat side, and even some within your own party, what does winning this war look like?
Please.
Well, we've already won the war. Militarily, we've totally won the war.
Then what are we doing there then? Then withdraw the troops. Why? Or I'm sorry, but how are we winning a war where we're sending more troops into? Like, when you say, yeah, we won the war, that means the war has been concluded. We took the dub. Now let's go home. And I'm cool with that. But if you're sending more troops in, then I'm like, come on now. Like, your actions is not leading up to what you're saying. It is not matching. And it looks kind of weird. You're trying to say that, oh, well, we won this war that we're sending more troops into. Like, what?
We even knocked out all their they call them mine droppers. They drop. How'd you like to have a country that has 22 ships that do nothing but drop mines in the water? You know you're off to a bad start when you hear that. Now, a guy like Moulton, I don't know who he is. I don't think I have him.
Yeah, Iran did commit to a suicide mission in the Strait of Hormuz to, mine the Strait of Hormuz. And they pretty much sent like 24 speedboats out there and start pushing off the mines by hand, into the Strait of Hormuz.
Madam, but it's a loser. I mean, I watch him on television. He's a total loser. And they use this, I watch poor Chuck. I mean, Chuck Schumer is a great Palestinian, represents the Palestinian nation right now. He's no longer Jewish, I guess. What he's done to the Jewish people is incredible. They hate him. But remember this. They are good at one thing, sticking together. They have horrible policy, and they lie. And, you know, they did everything they could to beat me. I won 3 times. Unfortunately, the election was rigged the second time, and everybody knows it. And now all the proof is coming out. It's coming out loud and clear. We won by millions of votes a second time. But
You know, so funny though. The Democrats, there's all the criticism in the world that they have, but they are really doing nothing to stop it. I'll be honest with you. Actually, like Democrats are literally criticizing like out loud, but behind closed doors, they literally support this war. I mean, shoot, we're talking about the same party that won a war with Russia. I guess they didn't really care. But to be quite honest with you, yes, like Democrat politicians, they say one thing out loud, but behind closed doors, they're like, thank God he's attacking Iran. Shout out. But let's be real. They got to save face in front of the media and be like, look what he's doing. He's going to F up America. Wink.
I don't talk about it. I go on to the, let's do it again. You know, if I didn't think I won the second time, I knew I won by a lot. I wouldn't have run the third time because, you know, that's like the ultimate poll. But I knew how well we did the second time. But the third time we made it too big to rig. So for those people that say the level of popularity, CNN, your friends at CNN, fake news CNN, one of the worst networks you'll ever see.
Oh God, do me a favor and double tap that screen, like the video, guys. Let's get more people on the conversation by double tapping that screen and liking the video. And depending on how you're watching, just smash the like button if you watch on the horizontal. All right, guys, let's get back into it. Oh, and any question, comments, jokes, or disagreements, just go ahead and super chat it in, or you can go ahead and Venmo it in.
Say one of the most dishonest, disgusting groups of people. But what happened is they did a poll, and the poll came out yesterday or day before. And is Trump losing MAGA support? The poll was 100%.
Trump.
And you know they're
bro, it's like Trump though. You can't believe that. Really, 100% of MAGA. Like, I'd understand if he believed it if it was at like 95, but 100%. And like I said, it's like pretty much saying F me. I guess I just don't exist no more. But hey, like, come on now. I couldn't believe it. I'm just like, bro, if anybody agrees with 100% on anything, this is a cult mentality at this point. There gotta be dissenters, there gotta be disagreeers, or I'm gonna be honest with you, it is just looking like we're all just going along with whatever Trump says or does. And let's be real, like, no, I'm not going along with this war. I don't like it. I would like it to end today, preferably, but I'm giving to the end of the month.
Pollster, he's got a lot of energy and he's pretty good. He probably won't have a job very long, but he said, whoa. It was 100% of the people, the MAGA people, and which is mostly, I think MAGA is almost the whole Republican Party. You want to know the truth? Almost everybody endorsed wins. Almost every single person that I endorse wins. And Kaylee knows that better than anybody. She was witness to it for a long time. And she's doing a good job, by the way. But almost everybody. So they did a poll at CNN 2 days ago. And I think you probably saw it. Maybe you put it on, but it was 100% support. So it's wrong. We have people that are weak or stupid or low IQ people that don't mind having Iran have a nuclear weapon. The MAGA people are smart.
Here's a problem, though, and this is crazy because our intelligence, CIA intelligence, has been telling us for years that Iran is not going towards a nuclear weapon. Like, and that's just the fact of the matter. The IAEA say it, the CIA say it. But so it's kind of crazy when the Mossad walks into the room, all of a sudden, oh, yes, Iran is 2 weeks away from a bomb. And I'm just like, how much times have we heard that? 2 weeks away from a bomb. Like, and then y'all just going to repeat the same thing that Bibi told us years ago? And we're just going to go for it again? Like, come on now. At a certain point, we got to learn our lesson. But just to make fun of the situation, I got a funny little video for you guys, right? A movie's coming out. Let's get into it. It's going to be a good one. Enjoy.
Sir, they're about to go nuclear. How long do we have? They're 2 weeks away. How 2 weeks away are they? Even more 2 weeks away than they were 5 years ago. My God! That's dangerous levels of 2 weeks away. I know. Son, if anything happens to me, continue my work. We're only 2 weeks away. I will continue, inshallah. Now I'll go to where no one can find me.
For just 2 weeks.
My office on the 3rd floor, right by that really big window. Vengeance! Sir, if we attack, they will close the Strait of Hormuz. They don't have the balls to close the Strait of Hormuz. They just closed the Strait of Hormuz. And oil is now over $100 a barrel. Please keep me out of this. No one likes this war. And I want to be president one day. Come on, send a boat or something. You're the most powerful military in the world.
Hey, nah.
You send your own boats.
Yo, they made Keir Starmer a female. Hey, grimy as hell. All right.
That was a test. Ha! You fell right into my trap. Sometimes the best reason for war is no reason at all.
But all right, guys, now that we're done having fun, let's get back to the interview.
Now, that doesn't mean they want us over there for, like Bush, for years, just for years. I always said, don't go into Iraq, but if you do, keep the oil. Well, we are a very powerful military. We're the most powerful military nation in the world, and we did a big number on them. And our people like it because they don't want to see us 100%. Think of it, 100% in a CNN poll. Which are the worst polls, almost as bad as Fox polls. I hate Fox polls. Honestly, whoever does your polls, they're terrible. Rupert Murdoch has promised me for years he's going to get rid of your pollster, but he doesn't do it. I don't get it. But your Fox polls are terrible. But the pollsters that are good have me leading by a lot and leading every candidate. If I would love to run, but there's some things you can't do in life, I guess. You're not allowed to do. But we're very popular. I mean, what can I say? MAGA loves the fact that they're not going to have somebody with a nuclear bomb over their head. MAGA loves the fact, like in Venezuela, everyone said, oh, this is going to be very unpopular. Well, we're now taking in hundreds of millions of barrels of oil from Venezuela, and we're giving them a lot, and we're keeping a lot, and Venezuela is doing better than they've ever done. We had 100 million barrels of oil in the first week. We more than paid for the entire attack in fact, we made it probably 4 or 5 times more than the cost of that attack. But it showed the military power. I mean, the war was over in 45 minutes. And that's a strong military. If you go to Venezuela, everybody wears a uniform, all right? There are a lot of people. But we're getting along great with them. Now, MAGA loves it. Because we're there and we're participating, and it's one of the most valuable oil sites or oil countries in the world, just behind us. We're producing now more oil than Saudi Arabia and Russia put together, and we don't need the Hormuz Strait. What bothers me is that countries that don't do anything about it. We're actually
here's the problem though. We do need the Strait of Hormuz. Like I said, it adds to the global supply, which kills the scarcity of oil. So we don't have oil edging over $100 a barrel, which, well, let me see here. I believe it still is. Well, let me see here. I think Brent oil is still over 100. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, Brent oil's at $109. So, I mean, this is where we're at right now. But I mean, hey, at least WTI crude is down. I mean, that was over 100 during the beginning. But no, it's still trading over 100. Therefore, we're still feeling it. So it's like I said, as much as I would like to just sit there and be like, oh yeah, our oil situation is solved on that end. No, it's not. It's not at all. But I do see the plan. It's just that, well, like I said, when's the gain coming? Because right now we're still going through the pain.
Doing this for other countries. We don't need it. We did 1%. We don't have to do anything. We don't need the 1%. I think we did it just because we wanted to be nice to them. We don't need it. But I think I'm more popular than I ever have been. Look, when he heard 100%, he said, "I've never seen a poll like this. This is the craziest poll I've ever seen." It was 100% of the people, and the reason is they like that I'm protecting our country from lunatics with a nuclear weapon.
Mr. President, the next time you do this on the 5, can we have you on set? Because we really want you to sit next to Jessica. I think you'd be a good influence on her. Can you do that?
Well, I think.
Do me a favor and double tap that screen, like the video, guys. Appreciate the support, by the way. But let's make sure we are liking that video and showing YouTube we got engagement, and others in other channels as well, or platforms.
I watch Jessica, and I'm not a fan. And she uses fake numbers. She'll give. Well, he's only polling 42%. That's not right. Polling very high, actually. Polls are just like, I hate people that use fake polls, because polls are just like bad journalists. Bad journalists, they write fake stories. Well, fake polls do damage.
Now, that got to be tough, though. Trump is really giving them the tongue lashing, like, Fox News, your polls is trash. They're making it look like nobody supports this war. They're making it look like I'm like, what? 42% approval. And I'm just like, Trump, that just might be the truth. That could be the truth. I mean, a lot of people are feeling like you kind of went back on your promise. We got 2 of your biggest supporters 3 of your biggest supporters during the election asking what the F is going on. And don't you think there are millions of followers who also voted for you is thinking the same thing? So down 42% at 42% approval, it makes sense. I'm just going to be real with you. 100% approval for the war. I mean, come on now. Come on. That is cat. Like, no.
So, but that's the thing. I'm sure I'd like her. I'm sure she's a lovely person.
Yeah, she's a lovely person. She really misses the fact that she's not here. I get it. Yeah. We're working on her. Don't worry.
Now tell me, did she not want to do it, or did you kick her off the show?
Nice. We didn't kick her off. She had a previous schedule that she couldn't change. But let me ask you about Iran. You kind of suggested that we'd knocked out Ayatollah Jr. Have we? And did the CIA tell you that Ayatollah Jr. is gay?
Well, they did say that, but I don't know if it was only them. I think a lot of people are saying that, which puts them off to a bad start.
Shit, anything's possible. The Ayatollah being gay is hilarious, though. I mean, like, okay. I mean, maybe.
That particular country, I sort of have to smile to myself when I see people trying to defend the Palestinian regime for women for Palestine, but they kill women if you don't wear a certain if you don't wear a certain cloth all over your face, you have no chance of living.
That ain't Palestine. It's more Afghanistan.
When I look at gays for Palestine, but they kill gays. They kill them instantly. They throw them off buildings, and I'm saying, who are the gays for Palestine? And they have a significant amount of gays for Palestine. Now, I think I did very well with the gay vote. Okay, I even played the gay national anthem as my walk-off. Okay, for my campaign, and I think it probably helped me. But I did great with no Republicans ever gotten the gay vote like I did, and I'm very proud of it. I think it's great. Perhaps it's because I'm from New York City. I don't know, but the gay national anthem was my walk-off, and I think it probably had. But think of it, gays for Palestine, but they kill gays in Palestine. So when they hear that, I think probably we can talk them out of it. It shouldn't be too hard.
Hi, Mr. President. It's Dana. And
hi, Dana.
I think it is alarming that we have not been able to see or hear from any of the Iranian people. And I imagine that is because their internet is shut down. And I think there is some general worry about them. Obviously, their government treats them terribly and killed tens of thousands of them in January. Like Kayleigh, I would never ask you to tell us something that is classified, but do you have any insight as to how they are doing? Do they have drinking water? Do they have food?
Right, I do.
It's upsetting.
I do. But first, you remember when we had lunch years ago in the base of Trump Tower when it was a brand new building?
It was a long time ago, yes.
A long time ago, and you haven't changed. Oh. You have not changed. Now, I'm not allowed to say this. It's the end of my political...
I mean, at least she's concerned about the citizens. Shout out to her for that question. Because let's be real, they was already going through a water problem, and water desalination centers have been attacked. So they could be going through that. Now, for what I've been hearing, Iran is actually doing all well, except for Tehran. But other cities in Iran, you know, they have the electricity, they got running water. So far, they're fine. But Tehran, I mean, yeah, they're the ones truly going through it right now.
But you may be even better looking. Okay, so I don't know what you're.
You know, long we don't attack their energy infrastructure, they should be all right.
But
Well,
I will
fox
not
hair
say
and
that.
makeup has a lot
I will
to do
not
with
say
that.
that because that will end my political career. You know, you're not allowed to say a woman.
I'm weak. Monty, I'm weak. He said, I told you yesterday he was gay, said. Bro, they said that the CIA that like they didn't prove that he was gay. But that is hilarious though. First off, there is no proof that the Ayatollah is gay, but it is funny that the CIA says, hold on, the Ayatollah might be gay. I'm like, I don't know about that, bro. I mean, you ever seen two like Muslims guys actually talk to each other? Like I'm gonna be real with you. The way it sounds is kind of gay, but it's really they have a whole thing of brotherly love. So I ain't gonna lie, unless they tap this man's phone or they got it, or they're about to pop out the Ayatollah's gay lover to pretty much, you know, destroy his I would say to destroy his legitimacy, which would be hilarious, by the way. Just bring out the Ayatollah's gay lover, and now all of Iran's like, nah, we can't do this. But I ain't gonna lie though, until they bring out the Ayatollah's gay lover, nah. I doubt it. I doubt the Ayatollah is gay, especially as a religious leader. Wouldn't be the first religious leader that turned out to be gay.
Woman's beautiful anymore. You know that, Jesse. You got to be careful.
Jesse's always in
careful.
trouble.
First.
No, he's borderline on this
Yes.
stuff. I mean, he's really. But no, it was great. I still remember it very well. And look, in my opinion, when you look at what's happened, they're petrified because the one side has guns, and they have very nasty guns. They have the worst guns and machine guns. And what they do is they shoot you. And the people are brave, but they're not brave when they see people going down left and right. No matter who you are, I don't care how brave, unless you're really sort of stupid, you can't really protest. And the only reason they're not protesting is because they're being shot one after another. And they're doing it with snipers, where they have snipers in buildings. Not that they have to be snipers because they have, you know, free range. But it started with the women. You remember about a year ago, we had 250,000 women. Well, they had women being shot right between the eyes from snipers, 4 or 5 snipers.
No, that is hilarious. I had to look that one up. That's too funny. It says, as of March 26th, reports emerged citing U.S. intelligence indicating that Majab Khomeini, who was appointed as Iran's new supreme leader on March 8th, may be gay. I am crying. Let me see here. Intelligence brief. U.S. President Donald Trump stated that he was briefed by the CIA and other sources about these allegations, which are viewed as credible by U.S. spy agencies. All right, he's saying that he may be gay. Let's see. The intelligence suggests that Majab Khomeini engaged in a long-term relationship with his childhood tutor. Okay, all right then. And medical reports in 2008 WikiLeaks cable previously noted that Majab Khomeini was received treatment for impotency in London. All right, well, I guess he can't have kids like that. And these claims are based on intelligence reports and have been independent and have not been, my bad. These claims are based on intelligence reports and have not been independently verified, and there has been no response from Iranian officials. So, I mean, what you think the Iranian officials are going to admit that their leader's gay? But I go, that's a stretch. That is a stretch. He's like, you know, he had a relationship with his tutor, which might have been basically a pedophilic relationship, which would be a pedophilic relationship, by the way. Like, not even gonna lie. So what are they trying to say here? But it hasn't been verified, so we'll just move on. But all right, so shout out to Mike. So let me get this straight. The CIA is credible when they say Iran has no nukes, because that's been verified by the